Good morning, Boker Tov. It's wonderful to be here on this Arab Shabbat, on this last Shabbat of this year of 5785. Looking forward, God willing, to a better 5786, a time of meaning and significance, and a time of togetherness and community, and a time where hopefully we can find joy in the people and the world around us. Good morning, Sean. Good morning to one and all. Please do go ahead and share a greeting this morning. Good morning, Annette. And to one to all, Boker Tov. Welcome to Boker Tov from Temple Sinai. Temple Sinai Congregation of Toronto's daily opportunity to connect, to reflect, and to remember. Good morning, Sulang and Seymour. And to one and all, I'm Rabbi Michael Dolgan, and it's an honor and a pleasure to be here with you this morning as we allow the tradition to help ground us on this last Yom Shishi, last day of the last full week of this current year. And let's start as we do with gratitude, with acknowledgement of the miracle of sleeping and waking and the other physical ongoing realities that life is made of. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher yatzar et ha'adam bechokma, u'baravo nekavim nekavim, chalulim chalulim, galui v'yadua lifnei chisech vodecha, she'im yipatech echad mehem, או יסתם אחד מהם, אי אפשר להתקיים ולעמוד לפניך. ברוך אתה, אדוני, הרופא כל בשר ומפליא לעשות. Blessed eternal God, creator of the universe, you have fashioned our bodies with wisdom, creating within us a finely balanced network. To stand before you in prayer is itself a fragile miracle. Eternal God, we praise you as the healer of body and spirit. And now please join me in the prayer for the soul. The soul that you have given me, O God, is a pure one. You have created and formed it, breathed it into me, and within me you sustain it. So long as my soul is within me, I will give thanks to you, eternal my God and God of my ancestors, source of all creation, sovereign of all souls. We praise you, eternal God, in whose hand is the power of all life and the spirit of all flesh. Now join me in this prayer for commitment to learning with and from our tradition. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu la'asok b'divrei Torah. V'arev na Adonai Eloheinu et divrei Toratcha b'finu, ובפי עמך בית ישראל, ונהיה אנחנו וצאצאינו, וצאצאי עמך בית ישראל, כולנו יודעי שמך, ולומדי תורתך לשמה. ברוך אתה, אדוני, המלמד תורה לעמו ישראל. אלו דברים שאין להם שיעור. These are the obligations whose value cannot be measured. They nourish us in this world and help us to create the world to come. Kibud Av Va'em, to honor fathers and mothers, Ugmilut Chasadim, to perform acts of love and kindness, Vashkamat Beit HaMidrash Shacharit V'Yarvit, to attend the house of study morning and evening, Vachnasat Ochim, to welcome the stranger, Uvikur Cholim, to visit the sick, Vahachnasat Kala, to provide for brides and grooms, Udvayat Hamed, to keep faith with the dead, V'yun Tfilah, to pray with sincerity, V'hava'at Shalom Ben Adam L'Chavero, to make peace when there is strife, V'Talmud Torah Keneged Kulam, and the study of Torah is equal to them all. Well, let us recite our prayer for journeys, giving thanks for the journey that has been this past year and looking forward to a new year and new opportunities and new blessings, new challenges and new wonders. Please join me in the Hebrew and English. Baruch she'amar v'haya ha'olam. Blessed is the one who speaks that we might listen. Blessed is the one who acts that we might be witnesses. Baruch hu u'ruch shemo. Blessed is the one who decides that we might accept. Blessed is the one who has mercy that we might live. Baruch she'amar v'haya ha'olam. Blessed is the one who removes the darkness that we might see. Blessed is the one who lives forever that we might believe. Blessed is the one who saves and delivers, that we might be redeemed. And Shir Ma'alot is a song about going upward. Entering the new year is stepping up in every sense. Stepping up to days of holiness, stepping up to the challenges and the responsibilities of the new year, stepping up to be counted on for those whom we love and for our community. In all of those senses, let's join together in this song of ascent. I will look only upward past the mountains, for my help comes from the one beyond. My help comes from the eternal maker of heaven and earth. Ever alert, your guardian will never allow your foot to stumble. The guardian of Israel never rests, never sleeps. The eternal will watch over you as a shadow cast by your right hand. You will not be overcome by the sun nor abandoned by the moon. The eternal will guard you from all evil, watching over you. The eternal will guard you as you set out and as you return from this very moment until the end of time. And so let us join together in Shema Yisrael. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavecha ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך. ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם. בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך. וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. ויאמר אדוני אל משה לאמור, דבר אל בני ישראל ואמרת עליהם, ויעשו להם ציצית על כנפי בגדיהם לדורותם. ונתנו על ציצית הכנף פתיל תכלת, והיה לכם לציצית, וראיתם אותו, וזכרתם את כל מצוות אדוני, ועשיתם אותם, ולא תטעו אחרי לבבכם, ואחרי עיניכם, אשר אתם זונים אחריהם, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים, אני אדוני אלוהיכם. אדוני אלוהיכם, אמת. Well, it's definitely a time of year for truth, for telling the truth to ourselves, for telling the truth to others, and for acknowledging a larger truth that is out there as well. It's really just a time of such great uncertainty is how I feel at the moment as we enter the new year. That doesn't necessarily mean negativity, but it is a time where so much, it feels to me, is unsure. Here in our place in Canada, it's been a time as we enter the new year of ongoing anti-Semitic activity. A time where in the public sphere, on Slichot, we focused on the song There's a Place for Us, and on making a place for ourselves, even though things feel more tenuous in the public sphere than they have in the past. The provincial government seems to be prepared to make changes in the public education system that would actually keep Jewish students safe. I pray that in the upcoming year, those changes actually take place. There are many better possibilities that are poised, but at the same time, there are concerns as well. The same thing can be very much said for the place of Israel, with whom we are so close, with the state of Israel. Um, that after nearly 2 painful years of war, on the one hand, strategically, um, the axis created around Israel by Iran has been largely militarily neutralized. Something that needed to happen, but couldn't imagine such a thing actually happening, and it has. And so, in that way, there have been some positive developments. At the same time, I don't remember a time where Israel has been so internationally isolated, where the even those countries, the Western countries that understand Israel's circumstances, and have taken a variety of positions in the past, stand ready at meetings coming up, to state publicly their support for a Palestinian state. Um, and during this time where Israel has achieved so much, Israel has lost so much as well. I've never felt that even our people's feelings about the current Israeli government have ever been so low as they are now, um, leading the country into an incredible level of isolation, doing difficult things. I'm not a military strategist. I can't tell you what's necessary. But at the same time, the failure to acknowledge the suffering of the people in Gaza, failing to acknowledge the reality and the international impact of the statements of some of the most problematic and historically criminal ministers in the history of Israeli governance at such a sensitive time. Um, it's a very painful thing. And to see even this week the Prime Minister of Israel act as if, uh, using absurd expressions like super Sparta, that Israel can simply go it alone. If that's what the current coalition that's leading of Israel requires, when hundreds of thousands of Israelis continue to pour into the streets to demand something different. Um, it's a painful time. As I said, it's an uncertain time. Even that way, I read an article this morning about a Jewish group, an Israeli journalist with them, acknowledged as so, going to Damascus, and seeing the city and meeting with representatives of the Syrian government. It is a time of incredible uncertainty. Um, I pray that the next steps ahead for all of us can be good ones, that we can in the new year be strong for and with our community, that we can, as we do have allies around us, if we can stand closely with those who are allies and have the courage to stand against those who fail to understand the moral building blocks that make Western society possible. Yesterday, I participated in a prayer walk with the police and faith members of different faith groups and faith leaders, as I have many times during the past, and as have other clergy from Temple, them at 32 Division and me at 53 Division, who I've had a lot to do with over the last year. And one of the officers who'd been part of a visit to Temple that we arranged to help the officers get to know the reality and the needs of the Jewish community, came up to me to tell me how much he's thinking of and praying for the Jewish community at this time of year, how he sees the difficulties that we're in, and takes pride in doing his part to see that we are have the same safety and the same rights and protections, and even more so because the threats are greater as any other part of our community. His statements of support for our community and caring for us really came from the heart, and it was meaningful for me to hear as we go into this new year. And so, as I said, it is truly a time of uncertainty, a time where I pray that having made such military gains, that the Israeli political leadership can go in a different direction, and not lean into and give more reason for the international isolation that Israel feels. The government is not, in my opinion, the primary reason for that isolation, but it is one of the reasons why it is so extreme, and that they have not done anything to recognize the larger situation in which all of us live. Um, that being said, we stand with and for those soldiers of the IDF receiving orders, doing what they must and what they can to try to keep our people safe. I pray that their service, that this endless war of 714 days will be very soon brought to an end, that releases the hostages, and that creates a new future for the Israeli people as well as for the Palestinian people, because I don't believe it's possible to actually have a better future unless that future is a benefit to all. Please join me in this prayer for the soldiers of the IDF and all who stand on guard for us. מי שברך אבותינו אברהם יצחק ויעקב ואמותינו שרה רבקה לאה ורחל, הוא יברך את חיילי צבא ההגנה לישראל ושאר מגיני עמנו העומדים על משמרתם. ישמרם הקדוש ברוך הוא ויצילם מכל צרה וצוקה ומכל נגע ומחלה, וישלח ברכה בכל מעשה ידיהם, ויקוים בהם הכתוב, וכיתתו חרבותיהם לעתים, וחניתותיהם למזמרות, לא יישאו גוי לגוי חרב, לא ימדון עוד מלחמה, וישבו איש תחת גפנו, ותחת תאנתו, ואין מחריד, ונאמר אמן. May the one who blessed our ancestors bless the soldiers of the IDF and all who stand in guard for us. May the Holy One guard them against all difficulty and distress, injury and illness. May all of their actions bring blessing, fulfilling the prophet's words. Let them beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Let nation not lift up sword against nation, and may they learn war no more. May all sit under a vine or fig tree, with none to make them afraid, and together we say, Amen. Well, please join me in our prayer for those in need of strength and healing. It's been a challenging year for many, or challenging days for many, and we hope that for those in acute medical situations as well as chronic ones, for those who are seeking to get through treatment or end isolation, our prayers are with them, and especially the hostages who continue to be forcibly isolated, and who the world pretends to stand with when they're not willing to do what is necessary and could have at the beginning of this period to bring them out. And so for all in need, for those whose names have been given to me and given to Temple, those whose names have been placed in the chat in this and other services, for all of them, we turn to these words of refuah. מי שברך אבותינו אברהם יצחק ויעקב ואמותינו שרה רבקה לאה ורחל, הוא ירפא את כל מכותינו. יהי רצון מלפניך אדוני אלוהינו להחלימם ולרפאותם, וישלח לנו מהרה רפואה שלמה ועטרת שלום, ונאמר Amen. May the one who blessed our ancestors bless and heal all who suffer. May it be the divine will to provide healing and strength. Reveal to us the holiness of life, the wholeness of shalom, and let us say together, Amen. Well, we pause now, having had this opportunity to connect and reflect, and we take time to remember, recalling those who have died in recent days and weeks, those who died at this season in years past, and those whom we have taken into our hearts with our own. It saddens me greatly to have additional names um, to add to our lists of those who've died in Gaza and been victims of terror. But we start as we do with the Temple Sinai community, and our hearts go out to the families on Shloshim of Beatrice Rose Liss, Judy Tessler, Lainey Kaplan Page, Aaron Sherman, Elaine Sina, Philip Starkman, Faye Manor. And we also remember all victims of terror, um, including terror victims Idan Shtivi, Ilan Weiss, Yosef David, Sarah Mendelson, Levi Yitzchak Pash, Yaakov Pinto, Mordechai Mark Steinsag, Yisrael Metzner, and two individuals who were slain by a terrorist who came out of a Gaza aid truck entering Israel from Jordan and attacked the soldiers there. Our hearts go out to the families of Yitzchak Haosh, age 68, serving in reserves, and Oran Hershko, age 20. And we also um, acknowledge all those IDF lives that have been lost in the last 30 days, painfully with 4 new names to add to the list. We remember and stand with the families of Ori Gerlich, Aria Lubliner, Uri Lamed, Amit Aria Regev, Gadi Kotal, Matan Abramovitz, Omri Chai ben Moshe, Eran Shelem, Etan Avner ben Yitzchak, and Ron Arieli. And on Yahrzeit, on the anniversary of their deaths, on this, the 26th day of Elul, the 19th of September, 2025, we honor the life and legacy on Yahrzeit of Max Chaikin, Phyllis Frank, Benjamin Freeman, Louis Goldberg, Emma Jenna, Stanley Lee, Ruth Segan, Bertha Sklar, Harold Solomon Sutton, Lily Ehrman. Zichronam Livracha, may their memories be a blessing to us. Our griefs and our sympathies are mingled as together we turn to words sanctified by memory, words glorified by hope, the words of Kaddish Yatom. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemeh rabba, be'alma divrach cheruteh v'yamlich malchuteh b'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayeh dechol beit Yisrael b'agala u'v'zman karev v'imo amen. Yeheh shmeh rabba mevarach le'alam u'lalmei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitomam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitalal shemedikudsha b'richu. Leila min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata tamiran v'elma v'emu. Amen. Yeheh shlama rabba min shmaya v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'emu. Amen. Oseh shalom b'momav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'emu. Amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and bring comfort and strength to all who remember. And together we say, Amen. Temple is grateful that a contribution has been made to the annual campaign for tzedakah by Brenda Thompson, observing Yahrzeit for Max Chaikin. And on this last Friday of the new year, we conclude of the year that's going out, last Friday before the new year, we conclude our Boker Tov with the sounding of the shofar, Tekiah. Boker Tov. Please join us for Shabbat tonight and tomorrow, tonight online.